Is the femur actually a femur? No, he's not. He's a halberdier. Halberd. How do you say that? Halberdier. He's a guy with a big, long weapon. All right? And that will be represented by... Let's see. How about this figure right here? Oh, let me... Actually, I didn't give you a close-up of this. But this is one of actually the hero figures from Descent. I believe first edition, but I think he's from an expansion, from one of the expansions. And I actually have two of these because I think one of them also came with as like a bonus in something else. I can't remember how I acquired two of these, but anyway. So I'll put him right there, and then let's look up the Halberdier's stats. Here we go. Okay, very predictably, he has the reach ability, which I'm almost sure I have this memorized. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! Well, we should change that. Let's make one adjustment to that. What I have here says that with a character with reach may attack diagonally, but really, I should also say, or 2 spaces away. Let me make a little note there, because that just makes a lot of sense. Or 2 spaces away. And that's assuming that, he has direct line of sight. There's not someone else in the way. But that's what I'm going to rule. So cool. And in this game, attacking diagonally is a valuable thing, because you can't normally unless you have a long enough weapon. So his other stats is attack 3, defend 3, body 2, mind 2, move 6. So his attack and defense, I mean, he's on the beefier side with that, and 2 body points. I mean, this is a significant threat. And the elf actually is most vulnerable right now. Well, let's see. We're not on Zargon's turn yet. Don't get carried away here, Pater. So it's the dwarf's turn. He took his move unlocking the door, which also opens it. Oh, that's an interesting thing. See, normally when you open a door in HeroQuest, it's an automatic action, and so you still have the potential, if you haven't taken another action, to attack. But if you're picking the lock on a door, as I'm kind of like proposing here, that's going to use up your action. And I just opened the door. I think I probably like that. I think it probably still adds a little bit of challenge to the idea. Like when you pick the lock on a door, it does automatically open. And that'll keep it from being, problematic to remember, okay, which locked doors have been unlocked at this point. No, when you unlock it, it opens. So yeah, okay, so yeah, the door opens. Dwarf, he can move in there, but I'm not going to have him move in there. Unless, let's see, I don't think it's time for Stubborn Resolve yet. The dwarf's special ability is Stubborn Resolve. And that says, once per quest, before rolling defense dice, you may place this card on your character sheet to gain +2 defense dice and -2 attack dice. So it's kind of like the inverse of the Barbarian's, Berserker Rage. Add 1 token to this card at the beginning of each of your turns. When there are 3 tokens on this card, remove it from the game. And then I also added in pencil there, monsters may not move through. So like when he's in this Stubborn Resolve mode, monsters don't even have the option of passing through his space. I thought that was a thing that just made sense thematically. I don't think it's going to make a huge difference, but I just wouldn't have felt right about him being in this stubborn defensive mode and a creature just being able to get past him. Even if, he would be allowed to attack that creature, I just thematically didn't like that idea. But I don't think this is the time for that yet. I Especially since, like, Stubborn Resolve is going to be much more useful, I think, later in the game, later in the campaign, when you have characters with crossbows or long swords that can attack diagonally, and then the dwarf can kind of like stand at the door and be Mr. Tank Defender, while maybe a hero on each side of him is lancing in with their long reach weapons or with their spells or crossbows or whatever. So I'm going to hold off on Stubborn Resolve, not feeling it right now. Let's see. So that's the end of the dwarf's turn. So now we've got the wizard. He's not really in a position where he can do anything valuable right now, so he'll just stop his turn, or just skip his turn, basically. And yeah, so now a Zargon will get a threat, and he gets to attack. I guess we're going to go with the dwarf. I mean, part of me would like to move the Halberdier into this space by the door and then go after the elf, because the elf only has 3 hit points left. But then the orc won't be able to attack at all. And I think I would rather whittle away at the dwarf, who has 5 hit points, because I can attack him twice. So let's, if I just stick with attacking him. So orc is going to attack, or is he going to try to bleed him? Let's try to bleed him. Let's try to bleed him. 5 or 6. Yeah! Oh, sweet! Sweet! Alright. Dwarf is bleeding. And now the Halberdier is going to move over here and use his reach ability and 3 attack dice, right? Yeah, 3 attack dice on the dwarf. That's 1 skull, and the dwarf gets 3 to defend. He blocks it. Okay. Okay. So that's the end of Zargon's turn. I'm going to flip over these tokens. Barbarian gets another token on Berserker Rage, and so it has ended. Can no longer use this quest. And gosh, he cannot get in there. He cannot get in there. The dwarf is in the way. Gosh, okay. Man. I don't think there's anything useful that the dwarf can do, unless... Do we want to give the potion of strength to the dwarf? If we give it to the dwarf and he drinks it, then that will boost up his attack. Already the barbarian has an extra attack die. Let's do that. Let's give the potion of strength to the dwarf. And then he'll use it on his next turn before, he attacks and then moves out of the way. So that's the barbarian. The elf still does not have a freaking crossbow. So he can't do much either. He could cast Heal Body or Pass Through Rock. Do we want to do Pass Through Rock at this point? Jeez. Well, let's look at the wording on Pass Through Rock here. This is not a spell that gets used very often by me or my buddy. This spell can be cast on any one hero, including yourself. That hero may then move through walls on his next move. He may move through as many walls as his dice roll allows. Caution, there are shaded areas on each quest map which indicate solid rock. If a hero ends his move in one of these areas, he is trapped forever. I don't know how important it is. Like, if he casts it on... Man. Like, ideally... Maybe he should cast it on the barbarian. And then the barbarian, on his next turn, can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and get behind the orc. Even if the dwarf kills the orc, then the Halberdier is going to stand in... Well, he might not stand in that place. Well, yes, he will, because he'll go after the elf almost certainly. So yeah, let's cast Pass Through Rock on the Barbarian so that he can get into the mix there and help out on his next turn. Cool. Yeah. Good. Good use of that spell. Alright, so now it is the dwarf's turn. He's got to deal with this bleed token. Black shield. What the heck? I can't remember what happens on the black shield. Black shield, nothing happens. Okay, so he doesn't lose a body point, but he doesn't get rid of the bleed token either. Okay, so now he's going on with his turn. He's going to drink the potion of strength. That's going to give him 2 extra combat dice for this next attack. He has 2 already. Add 2 more, so now he's up to 4. On this orc here, and he gets 2 skulls. Nice. Okay, so the orc has 2 defense dice. Nope, he's gone. Got any loot? Yeah. Wow. Okay. Getting one of these, that's for the dwarf again. He's really cleaning up with these potions here. So that brings him up to 3. Does he want to give that to anybody? Not anybody that he can reach right now. Well, you know what? He'll give 1 to the elf, because the elf is getting low. But I really do have an embarrassment of riches in terms of potions. So maybe I should go back to just the 1d6 kind of thing, because I'm feeling like these guys are doing great on potions. We're getting pretty close to the end. I'm not feeling like I'm going to be hurting for potions. So yeah, I'm going to... As much as I hate seeing 1s when I roll a dud potion, I'm going to backpedal what I said before and go back to rolling just 1d6. We'll try that out for a while. Okay, so that was the dwarf, right? So he's done. And the wizard is still not going to do anything, I don't think. I think he needs to stay put. I think that is the best move right now. Let me move this so you guys can appreciate what's going on just a little bit better. So, yeah, so the wizard's done. Zargon's turn. He gets a threat. The Halberdier moves here, and he is going to go for the elf right there. And he gets, what was it, some obscene amount, like 4 attack dice? No, it's 3. That's still crazy when he has 2 body and 3 defense. So here it comes, elf. Oh my gosh, 3 skulls. 3 skulls on that. Elf has 3 defense dice. So, see what happens here. Oh my gosh, he doesn't roll a single shield. So he takes 3, that's how much body points he has left, immediately drinks a potion, gets a freaking 2. Just embarrassing. Just embarrassing. I mean, I guess with these potions just lying around in this dungeon, or, you know, inside bellies of monsters, you don't really know how potent those things are, what their expiration date is. You know, I can see thematically all healing potions not being equal. So, still frustrating though. Okay, so that was Zargon's turn. Now we are back to the heroes. Just 15 minutes is shorter. This last segment of the day is shorter, but I'm gonna have to pick up my son before too long. So 15 minutes. We'll see how far we get. Barbarian. Oh, the Barbarian! That's right! He's going to, he gets to move. He gets to pass through rock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Alright, Barbarian. Unleash your fury. Well, you're not raging anymore, but, you know, I think barbarians in general, if you had to run around with that little covering you, I think you're going to be pretty irritable. So here comes his angry strike against the Halberdier. Ah, just one. 1 skull. And Mr. Longstick has 3 defense dice. And he does indeed deflect that blow. Wow. He's stabbing up front, flipping it back here, like Darth Maul. The only cool part of that prequel movie, right? I don't know. So that was the Barbarian. He's done. Alright, still a good use of Pass-Through Rock. Feeling pretty good about that. Elf. Elf cannot do really anything. Yeah, he can't do anything. So, that's it for the elf. Well, hold on. Well, no, okay, Acrobat. Acrobat. I gotta remember Acrobat. Is it worth going for it? Walking in there? I think maybe. Let's go for it. Let's go for it. He's gonna go 1, 2, 3. And let's see. It was a skull. It was a skull. So crap, the Halberdier gets to attack with 3 attack dice on the elf. 2 skulls. Oh my gosh. Elf rolling now. 3 defense dice. Oh, crap. There goes another potion. Let's see what it is this time. 5. Okay, much more respectable. But just like that, he's down to 1 potion. Okay. Okay. Yeah, okay. He's still gonna attack, though. He gets to attack. Right? Still just 2 attack dice. That is lame. We gotta do something about that. Are we getting gold? Are we getting gold in this quest? We are. We're doing alright. I gotta upgrade somebody's attack capability. So here comes the elf's attack. 1. Okay, I'm glad he at least rolled 1 skull. Even if the Halberdier defends, I'll feel like it was worth it for him to flip through there. No defense! And the Halberdier has 2 body. So let's put a counter, a little descent wound counter next to him. Okay, that was very much worth it. Very much worth it. Okay, so that's the end of the elf's turn. Dwarf. Swing your mighty axe. I always like, you know, if I were to recreate, like create my own fantasy world, dwarfs would actually be just as tall as other people, but they would be proportioned kind of like wrecking balls. They would be proportioned like sometimes you see the Hulk drawn, where he's almost as wide as he is tall, but it's all freaking muscle. I think in movies, you know, they will... dwarfs are usually small, and they're sometimes played by little people. In fact, usually, historically, they're played by little people. But physically, little people tend to not have the same kind of dexterity and sense of balance, and so dwarfs, kind of portrayed that way, don't come off as physically threatening to me. I think that's, yeah. And even in Lord of the Rings, where it wasn't played by a little person, it was played by an actor that they kind of shrunk down. Well, it was a combination of little person and shrinking down the actor, but they played him a lot for comedy in the Lord of the Rings movies. And I just want a version of the dwarf in live-action fantasy that is taken completely seriously, that is like a big, hulking wrecking ball that comes into a room. Yeah, that's my idea of a dwarf. So the dwarf is attacking. Here we go. 2 attack dice only, unfortunately. What do we got, dwarf? Oh, yes, baby, yes. 2 skulls. Mr. Longstick gets no defense. He is out of there. Beautiful. No loot. Okay. Okay, so that's the end of the dwarf's turn. Oh, I gotta roll for this bleed token, I forgot. Okay, so he does lose a hit point from the bleed token. So he's down to 4. Alright, so now it's the end of the dwarf's turn. Wizard, we doing anything? Let's just move into position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Zargon's turn. Gets a threat. Nothing else he can do. Back to the heroes. Barbarian. It's going 1. Open the door. Oh, I should have searched for treasure. Oh well. It's a crowded room. I don't know if I want to introduce bad things into that small of a room. But yeah. Okay, so what's behind this door? Well, I knew what was there, but it's still really cool. Sir Ragnar. And this is another hero figure from Descent. I can't remember what edition, or if it's from an expansion or what, but normally they just have you for like the guest characters, whether they're a good guy or a bad guy that appear in a HeroQuest quest. They have you use the Chaos Warlock figure. And I always hated that. Like, this was the first, when I played the base game, the first use of the Chaos Warlock figure was to play the role of Sir Ragnar, and I just did not like that. That just rubbed me the wrong way. I think with the reprint, they might be including a separate figure for Sir Ragnar, or like maybe a standee or something. I think they're doing something to kind of rectify that, because I really hated using this really cool, imposing Chaos Warlock miniature as anything other than like a freaking dangerous magic user, you know. So there's Sir Ragnar. Let's look at the adventure notes here to see what rules apply. And I gotta wrap things up here soon. When Sir Ragnar is found, an alarm sounds. Use the plastic Chaos Warlock figure to represent Sir Ragnar on the board. Place all remaining monsters, doors, and furniture on the board. All doors are now open. Sir Ragnar should be moved by the hero who opened the door to his cell. Okay, so the barbarian. Heroes cannot search for treasure in the cell. The hero takes his regular turn first, then rolls 1 red die or 1 6-sider to move the wounded knight. Sir Ragnar must be moved back to the stairs alive to collect your reward. So that 240 is dependent upon him surviving. He has got to survive. I need money. I am not virtuous. I am greedy. I need money to upgrade my guys so they can do bigger and better things. Sir Ragnar may not attack, but may roll 2 dice to defend. He has 2 body points left. Only 2 body points. Now, the note that I made for myself, in addition to, you know, all this stuff here, is that when found in a solo game, Zargon gains 2 threat each turn. And the reason I did that is because if you're playing a solo game, you know from the beginning where Sir Ragnar is. And so you might make a beeline to him, or just take your time, or whatever. Or you might choose to clear every room in the dungeon before you bother opening up this door, so that you don't have to deal with the danger of Sir Ragnar being killed, right? So in this scenario, even if I've done that, which I may not have, there might be some rooms that I still need to clear, but I'll get to that in a second. Even if I've cleared all the rooms in the dungeon at this point, by giving Zargon 2 threat every turn, that guarantees that every other round I can spawn a monster and at least try to be getting after Sir Ragnar. Alright, so let's check and see if there were any rooms that were not revealed yet on the map. It looks like just 1 has not yet been revealed. So let me put that out on the board. Over hereabouts. Come on, camera, work with me. Let's see here. So we can actually put an open door down right there. Put a hallway ending tile there. I mean, might as well. And then a treasure chest. Where's that treasure chest? Right here. Ooh, tempting. Tempting. Do I want to make a clean sweep of the dungeon, or will that put Sir Ragnar at too much risk, and I want to just hang on to that 240 gold at all costs. How about I do this? I think I'll make a beeline for the exit. But if Ragnar dies, I'm gonna totally go there and search for treasure. Let's see here. There's a goblin. But is it a goblin? It is, oh, we got to do this differently. Let's see here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's do it that way. It's a Razorwing. It's a Razorwing. Oh, crap. I'm throwing minis all over the place. Okay. And let's get that Razorwing card out. I think their main thing is they can just fly. They can move over enemy spaces. Razorwing. So yeah, refresher once again. Razorwing, attack 2, defend 0, body 1, mind 1, move 5, and fly. So they're pretty easy to swat out of the air, but they can get at your wizard or your Ragnar if you have one of those. So yeah, we don't want to mess around. So the barbarian opened up the door. Had he made an action yet? I can't remember now if he took an action. Not that there's really an action to take. He opened up the door. I think he might have moved. Did he move? Or no, he started in that space, didn't he? I don't know. I'm going to say he started in that space. So yeah, let's start moving out of here. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then Sir Ragnar, I think I can only roll, was it roll 1d6 for him? Jeez. Let's see here. 1 red die. So basically I can let him roll, I can let him move 3 is the way I would rule it based on how I'm handling movement elsewhere in the game. Or I could roll and hope for a higher number. I'm going to stick with a steady 3 for this guy. So 1, 2, 3, and then I'll let him surf 1 space that way. And that's the barbarian's turn. Oh, crap. Next turn Zargon has, he's going to be able to spawn something. Alright, let's see here. The elf is... Gosh. The elf is going to stay put. The elf is going to stay put. I want to keep Ragnar, like, surrounded, if at all possible. Yeah, so that's... The elf is done. The dwarf isn't moving either. Yeah, the dwarf isn't moving either. Yeah, this will work well. This will work well. I think I got a strategy here. Dwarf is not moving. It's going to be slow going, but I think we can get him out of here. And then the wizard is going to take 1 step here. So as long as there are no spaces open next to Ragnar, then unless there's an enemy with reach or a ranged weapon, ranged attack, they will not be able to get to him. So, okay, and I gotta stop the stream there. So, let me actually, I'll do Zargon's turn really quick. I've just did the wizard's turn. Is there anything he wants to do? No, nothing, no, another spell. So that's that. Zargon is going to spawn something. What can I spawn here? I think I'm gonna spawn, oh gosh, can I spawn a Halberdier? No, I can't. Can I spawn... let's see. What's a ranged attacker? A skeleton archer, right? Skeleton archer? Or a hellhound? Oh, crap. Oh, no! Oh, no! I'm going to spawn a hellhound, dang it. It just makes sense. It just makes sense. But I can't spawn it, like... I can spawn it right here. Oh, that's terrible. Because the wizard does not have line of sight to this space or this space. Oh, this is a terrible thing that I've done. 1, 2, he's going to go right here. And he's got that breath attack, right? Fire breath. Targeted hero places a burn token on their character sheet. At the beginning of every turn, they roll 1 combat die per token. So I could try to trigger that burn thing. Let's try to trigger the burn thing. 5 or 6. And Sir Ragnar's on fire. Okay, no, he's not on fire. I'm not even sure, actually, if I can do that as a... It says targeted hero. It doesn't say that it's necessarily a ranged attack or a line-of-sight attack. I didn't define that very well. Anyway, I'm going to treat it like a ranged attack because it makes sense. Okay. So that's Zargon, right? Zargon done. Oh, I can move this. I can move this guy. So he has a movement of 10, right? I think so. Where is that? Razorwing 10. Razorwing, no, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now Zargon is done. And we got a new round for the heroes when we pick this up tomorrow. So you can check the schedule below to see when the next stream is going to start. Oh, DT, he just came at the end here. Thanks so much for coming out. Sorry I missed your comment there. But yeah, look at the schedule below, and I'll be picking up right where I left off here the next time I start streaming tomorrow. Okay, good morning. Hello, Balmy Leader and Francisco. Thanks for coming out. We are hopefully going to be wrapping up this quest before too long, and then getting into some Pathfinder, the adventure card game, on this, the 3rd day of my solo tabletop Dungeon Fest. Today's going to be a little bit of a shorter day compared to the other days, and then we'll have a good long day of streaming tomorrow. But let's jump right back in. So we're trying to get Sir Ragnar out of here alive, and I think that's going to be pretty darn tough. And we're starting now, if I remember correctly, at the beginning of a round for the heroes. I don't want the barbarian to get too far ahead. Let me see if I can... Okay, there. If I move the camera there, then we can see... Well, if I back it up just a little bit more, actually... This will probably be good for the whole, most of our attempt to escape. Yeah, Sir Ragnar can only move 3 spaces per turn, and so I don't want to move the barbarian too fast. So I might just, let's see, if Ragnar's going to go 1, 2, 3... then the barbarian's already kind of good where he's at. So I think I'm actually just going to leave the barbarian there. And now now Sir Ragnar makes his move after the barbarian every turn. 1, 2, 3. And then the elf, we're going to get him in, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oof. Oh boy. Actually, you know what? Let me put him here. And then I'll at least get the wizard on the other side. Maybe he'll be a little less vulnerable. I mean, I still want the wizard to take damage before Sir Ragnar, but he is my most vulnerable of my regular party. So, okay, so that was the elf. Have I used up? I think I've... Yeah, rock skin is gone. He's got a heal body spell. The elf has a heal body spell left. The wizard, you know... Gosh, I'm looking at Swiftwind here. This might be the time to cast Swiftwind. Now, it does say this spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. I'm going to rule that this can be cast on Sir Ragnar. Have I used this spell? No, I think it was Pass-Through Rock that I used. Yeah, it was Pass-Through Rock that I used. I remember thinking about using this spell before. But I think I should cast this on Sir Ragnar. I don't... Or should I cast, like, Sleep or something? Like on the... Maybe I should cast Sleep on... Yeah, Zargon doesn't have any threat right now. I think the better move is to cast Sleep. Hold on, where was my elf? Did he not bother taking a swing? He was, what, right here or something? I think he was right... Oh, he was right here. He was right here, and Sir Ragnar was right there, and he didn't take a swing. Alright, I'm going to rewind time, and he's at least going to take a swing at that Hellhound. I don't know why in the world I wouldn't do that. I haven't... I'm kind of using the Mage Knight rules. If you've played Mage Knight before, that's a solo or fully cooperative game, and one of the things that they rule is, as long as new information is not revealed, or random information, random elements have not come into play, like a roll of the dice or a drawing of a card or something like that, then you can rewind time to, remake your decisions. And so, Francisco, I'm going to overrule your ruling when you say I'm going to rule that you can't use it. I'm going to overrule your ruling. Yes, and on top of that, I am going to rewind time. And so, yeah, let's take a swing. One skull. The Razorwing has two bodies, so, I mean, he's definitely not going to go down just as a result of this. Oh, he blocks it anyway. Okay, so then, yes, the elf is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait, he can go over Ragnar, so he's going to go here. Good. Okay, so that's the elf's turn. Now the dwarf is going to go, and he's not going to take a swing. He's going to go 1, 2. He'll just stop here and be on that side, and that's the dwarf. And now Elderast is going to cast Sleep on the Hellhound. Let's see here. This is a pretty powerful spell. I think it mimics it is. I don't know if it's a first level spell or a second level. It's pretty low level spell, but Sleep in Dungeons and Dragons is a really powerful spell early on because it makes monsters defenseless. You can put them to sleep and then slit their throats. Similarly here, this spell puts a monster into a deep sleep so it cannot move, attack, or defend itself. The spell can be broken at once or on a future turn by a monster rolling 1 red die, or 1d6, for each of its mind points. What kind of mind points? The Hellhound only has 1 mind point. This is perfect. If a 6 is rolled, the spell is broken. So he has to roll a 6, not even a 5 or 6. It's a 6. Alright, so let's put this out here, because I really need to remember that he is under the effects of sleep at this point. And then Elderast is going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I meant to have Elderast go over here. I can do that. If I can turn back, since I can turn back time. Alright, so that's Elderast. Good? Yeah, because nothing random has been done yet. Good. So that's Elderast. So the Hellhound is going to... Oh, wait, is it at once or on a future turn? At once. Okay, so he gets 1 attempt at the moment the spell is cast. So this will be that attempt. Nope, that's a 2. And now it's Zargon's turn. Let me actually give myself a threat before I forget. And now we'll roll for the Hellhound's turn. It's a 4, so he is not released from sleep. Very good. The Razorwing is still going to be on the move, of course, though. He'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boy, for a flying creature, he doesn't move very fast. I wonder, I must have lowered his movement to compensate for the fact that he can move through enemy spaces. He has a defense of 0, though. Anyway. Yeah, thematically, I'm not thrilled with that, but mechanically, I don't know, it doesn't seem necessarily unfair. Or too easy. But that's all I can do as Zargon. Francis Guri says, LOL. Oh, first he says, sorry, just rolled a natural 20 to overrule your overruling. Then he says, LOL, you're guesting with us on Last Action Hero. Is the current episode playing on RRP 24... RRP 24/7. They're streaming episodes of the Retro Rewind podcast on his Twitch channel. It's like you were live in 2 places at once. That was a lot of fun. Yeah, I've done several episodes on the Retro Rewind podcast talking about old movies and whether or not they hold up. So definitely recommend you check out the Retro Rewind podcast if you haven't yet. And maybe there's some way on the site, if you particularly want to see the ones with me in it. I've been in, I feel like, 3 episodes, roughly. Anyway, always a good time. Always a good time. Okay, so Zargon's done all he can do. We're on the Barbarian's turn now. Still not wanting to move very fast, at least not for now. So we'll just go, let's see, let me just kind of do this reverse order. 1, 2, 3, so it's just straight in my mind how this is going to go. I'll actually have the wizard... Oh, gosh. Well, no, I can't spawn a monster. Zargon can't spawn a monster yet. So I will put... Yeah, I'll put him here. I'll put Ragnar there. The wizard will go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know I'm doing this out of order, but it doesn't really matter. Elf here. Dwarf here. And the wizard on his turn is going to cast Swift Wind. I know I'm doing this really abstractly and out of order, but Swift Wind, he's casting that on Ragnar. This spell may be cast on any one hero or Sir Ragnar. Its powerful burst of energy enables that person to roll twice as many red dice as normal the next time he moves. Since my movement rules are modified, I'm just going to rule that instead he can move a full 6. Or I can roll 2 d6s to do his movement if I want. So we'll put that out here just for now, so I can hopefully remember that. And that, I believe, is the end of everyone's turn. How's everybody doing on health? I haven't checked that. Let's see. The Barbarian has 3, but he's got 2 healing potions. The Elf has 5. He's got 1 healing potion. The Dwarf... Oh, I have missed at least 2 bleed rolls for the Dwarf, so let's do that now. Okay, so he does take a hit on the first one. And then I think... Does the Black Shield mean he discards it? No, that means nothing happens. That means nothing happens. So he still has that dumb bleed token. So the Dwarf now is down to 3. And only has 1 healing potion. So he's getting a little bit low. And the Wizard has 2 healing potions. And he's down to... He has 2... and he's down to 1 health. 1 health. Okay. How do I feel about that? The Elf still has heal body. And he's not really low enough that that's a major concern. The Dwarf could be eligible now for a healing spell, because he's got 3. I don't like to cast the healing spells, because unless somebody can make use of all 4 points of healing. But the Dwarf is low enough that he can make use of all 4 points of healing. So I think maybe on the next turn, if it makes the best sense, I'll yeah. Okay, but for now, Zargon gets a turn. That's 1 threat. Let's see if the Hellhound can break out of that sleep stupor. Not yet. That's a 4. Razorwing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Razorwing is a comin'. And that's it for Zargon. Yeah, that was a good use of that sleep spell. My gosh. Okay, so now Sir Ragnar can move a full 6. So we're going to have him go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, where is that pit trap supposed to be? Oh, that's not one that's... I think it was right here. And, okay, so the Barbarian, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 will be right there. The Razorwing cannot attack diagonally, so I think as long as we have him boxed around on 3 sides here, we're good. So that's the Barbarian. The Elf... The Elf is going to cast Heal Body on the Dwarf. This spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. Its magical power will immediately restore up to 4 lost body points, but does not give a hero more than his starting number. So that's going to put the Dwarf back up to his full health of 7. And then the Elf will move 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and guard the rear of Ragnar. And now the Dwarf's turn. Let's see. He's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then I'll body surf him over to this spot here. And again, body surfing, if you're curious about that, in the rules of HeroQuest, if you end your move on a friendly figure space, you can move to a space right next to it for free. And so if you have multiple figures in a row, I just have always ruled that you can go from one figure to the next figure to the next figure, however many you want to go. And they'll just body surf you to an open space. Okay, so that's the Dwarf. I don't think there's anything I need him to do. Should we do Stubborn Resolve right now? I don't think there's really a reason for him to do Stubborn Resolve yet. They're so close to the end here. We're so close to the end. So that's the Dwarf. Wizard. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and just surf one space right here. Actually, no, he'll stay here. Yeah, Zargon won't have enough threat to spawn, but even so, he can kind of like keep a watch. So that's the wizard. And I forgot again to roll for the dwarf's bleed token. Let's take care of that. Okay, he loses another body point. So he's down to 6 now. Okay, so Zargon gets a threat. And the Barbarian's on the move. But, oh, and now, what's his dude? Ragnar doesn't have Swiftwind anymore. So he's just moving 3 again, which means he's going to go 1. Ugh, that pit trap. 2, 3, and he's going to stop right there. Oh, no. Oh, no. Crap. I'm going to have Sir Ragnar roll a d6 and see if by any chance he can get further. Because just moving 3, he would have to go... let me move the camera here so you can appreciate this a little bit more. He would have to go 1, and then I don't want him to take damage in the pit. 2, 3 to play it safe. But if he's right here, the Razorwing is not going to be affected by this pit space, and I'm not going to want to put any hero in there. So I'm going to roll for Sir Ragnar. Crap. But he's supposed to move after the Barbarian. He's supposed to move after the Barbarian. You know what? Instead, I'm just going to inch him forward. I'm just going to have him move 2 spaces instead of 3. I'm going to commit to having him move 2 spaces. So I'll have the Barbarian move here. Because if I would have rolled, that would have been introducing a random element, you know, and so, yeah, so Barbarian's going to move there, and then Ragnar will go 1, 2. Yeah, it's just inching along. I hate that dumb pit thing. So that's the Barbarian's turn. Now the Elf will go 1, 2, and stop there. The Dwarf will stay where he's at. And the Wizard... There's not much I can do to really protect him. Oh, I gotta roll for the Dwarf's bleed token. Man, that bleed's really hanging on. Down to 5 now. Yeah, I guess... Gosh. I guess I'll just move the Wizard here. Alright, Zargon's turn. Oh, crap. Yeah... There's not really a great scenario for the Wizard here. He's going to get attacked, I'm pretty sure. So that's 4 threat I have now. So that means I'm certainly going to spawn something. What makes the most sense to spawn? I don't think... I mean, Ragnar is pretty well defended. I'm not sure that... Oh, I forgot to roll for the sleep for the Hellhound. Oh, he's free! Jeez, okay. So I'll spawn something, and then the Hellhound's going to move. Crap. So I need something that can kind of cut through... I probably want to put out another Hellhound, right? Because it can cut through the defenses that they're setting up. So... Here we go. Alright. Hellhound right here, we'll say. Okay, so this Hellhound's going to go first. Let me scratch off these threat. Yeah. How many movement? Let's see. A move of 8. So 1, 2, 3... I mean, he's got the movement. So he's going to go there. And then he's going to use his piercing flame, which just allows him to attack through up to 2 spaces. And so he's attacking both the dwarf and Sir Ragnar right now. Oh my gosh. Dang it. Dang it. Okay, well, here it comes. He's got, well, just 2 attack dice. He's got 4 defend, but just 2 attack dice. Oh my gosh, he got 2 skulls. Alright, so the dwarf will roll for defense first. And let's see here. Dwarf gets 3. Alright, he blocks 1, takes 1 point of damage. And what does Sir Ragnar get? I can't even remember now. Something pathetic. Well, he gets 2 dice to defend at least, but man. Oh my gosh, is he dead? I think he only has 2 body points. Dang it! Dang it! Sir Ragnar is dead. Ugh. Brutal. Brutal. Alright, well, I can kiss that 240 gold goodbye. Alright, well, then we make a clean sweep of the dungeon. I guess we're not going to be done with this quest as soon as I thought. Because there's at least one more room that all 4 of my heroes can search in if I really want them to. Oh, that is irritating. And I'm not even done yet. This guy, let's see how far this guy can get. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so not far enough to attack yet. Razorwing, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Gonna come right up behind the wizard here. And he has 2 attack dice. Let's see, let's move these so I don't get confused. 1 skull. Wizard defends with a mere 2. And he gets a white shield. Yes. So he defends. And I think that's it. I gotta... Done with sleep now. Done with Swiftwind. I think that's it now for Zargon. So we got a new round for the heroes. Oh, and we got that pit trap we're all gonna have to jump to go over there. I don't know. Do I just want to get out of here? How much gold do I have? How much gold does my party have right now? I've got 259 gold total for my party. What can I get with that? 259 gold. I can buy someone a shield. I can't get anyone a ranged or diagonal weapon. Gosh, 259. It would be great if I could. It would be great if I could leave with a solid 300, if at all possible, because then I would be able to afford 2 shields. So I really kind of want to go for that. All right, Barbarian. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what I want to do. Let's see if that works out. He just needs to not roll a skull. Crap! He's in the pit. Loses a body point. And he's done. Okay, Elf. What do you got? Do you have anything worth doing? You have no spells. What, you have that fire... Oh, no, you've used the Ring of Fire of Wrath. So you just got you. You, your acrobat ability, and 1 healing potion. I don't know. Maybe I should cut my losses and run. Where's this door supposed to be? Ugh, and everybody's going to have to jump through that dumb pit again. Meanwhile, these enemies are chasing me. Choices, dang it. I really want 50. I really want 50 more coins. Jeez. what kind of offensive spells do we have left? We're really low on spells. I've got Courage left, and that's good for, that's good for facing off against a room full of baddies. Courage says, this spell may be cast on any one hero, including yourself. The next time that hero attacks, he may roll 2 extra combat dice. The spell is broken the moment the hero can no longer see a monster. And the way I've always house ruled this, which I think is probably wrong, but I've stuck with it anyway, and I feel like it's broken the game, is that this spell actually stays active for multiple attacks that character has, as long as their line of sight to at least one monster is never broken. So that's like an awesome spell when interpreted that way. But let's see, I've got Water of Healing. The Barbarian has 2 healing. The Elf has 1 healing potion. Dwarf has 1. Wizard has 2. Jeez. Choices. Tough stuff. Okay, so thank you, Francisco, for using @ChristianGeekCentral. When you guys put that @ChristianGeekCentral and make sure it's spelled all correctly with no spaces, it is highlighted in orange for me, and so I'm more likely to see it in my peripheral vision. No, Sir Ragnar, Francisco, is not one of my heroes. I didn't have 5 to start. He was the guy that we were coming to rescue. You have 4 heroes to work with in HeroQuest. Backlog Vault asks, Peter, do you usually solo play board games these days, or is it something you do mainly for the streams and channel? Really, yeah, mainly solo. I do have a group that meets when we can, as often as once a month. It usually doesn't work out that way, but when we can, we've tried to meet once a month. We actually were on hiatus for a long while because several of them were having babies and stuff and just life things. But we had our first session back together just this last weekend, actually, which was kind of funny that it coincided right before me doing this streaming tabletop stuff. But no, I'm usually soloing just because, well, for multiple reasons. One, I find that it's easier for me to make that happen than to schedule a board game or other kind of tabletop game night with friends, especially since the guys that are in my gaming group, they're all about 10 to 15 years younger than me. They're guys that were in the college 20s group at our church when I was one of the volunteer leaders and helpers in that ministry. And so that's how I got to know them, and we would have gaming nights at that time. And now they've, since, gotten older, and they almost all of them are married, and I think all of them, all 3 that were at the gaming group this last night have babies now. So they're in the stage of life where I was at, I don't know, like 10 years ago when we were in the college 20s group and stuff, and it was hard for me to schedule things. So yeah, scheduling is a major thing. Also, a lot of board games do tend to be competitive, less so these days. There are definitely a lot more cooperative and solo options, and I really just dislike competition. I have character flaws that make competition difficult for me to deal with, and then also I like the freedom to kind of adjust the rules of games to not necessarily just for difficulties. A good amount of the time it's for that, but other times there's just a rule I don't like, and there's no one else to debate with about changing that rule if I'm playing by myself. And so most of the time it is, well, hang on now, that's not true, because I have started playing games in the last year with my boys more often. But the games that I most enjoy, typically, for the game itself, not for the social aspect, but for the game itself, I most enjoy my solo tabletop gaming experiences when it comes to purely evaluating how much I'm enjoying the game. But of course, there are social experiences and relationships that can be built with my boys, with my gaming buddies, that obviously you can't build when you're playing solo. So, yeah, thanks for the question. Interesting one to think about and respond to.
Download the Legacy Edition of Spirit Blade, a full past audio drama, for free at spiritblade.com.
The future. A world where the quest for truth has ended, and where those who believe in it are running out of time.
The Shader will bring hell to Earth for thousands of years, and billions will be doomed forever.
Once that attack ship gets here, we're glitched.
Today marks the deadline for all Seekers to be presented for what is presumed to be a mass execution.
Millions more all over the world are actually volunteering to help them capture or kill Seekers.
We want to show them love, but we're hated more than ever. Sometimes with good reason.
Aren't you tired of Seekers being the only ones that tolerance can't tolerate?
It's people like you they can't tolerate. I want them to seek the truth, but you make Seekers look like monsters.
Are those Seekers?
They've got bombs.
Everybody get down!
And the harder we try, the worse it all gets.
Shock division, kill them all!
I can't understand why the Only is allowing this to happen.
The Only has a plan. He's in control.
If he's in control, how is it not all his fault? Why are we not blaming him?
Can it really be worth what we'll have to sacrifice?
Brothers, stand your ground and die for Christian!
Hang on, we're almost there. Ebony!
At last, the trilogy is complete. Spirit Blade Productions presents Spirit Blade, A World of Shadows.
I'm sorry, Asa. I'm sorry I couldn't win this for you.
For more information, visit spiritblade.com.